So this is the NASDAQ. This is a 1 minute time frame of the NASDAQ. QQQ basically. overall, the markets do look a bit bullish for today. Been a theme so far where we have a huge move overnight to the downside and then we get a big bounce early in the morning. Over the past couple of days, that's basically been what's going on. A lot of that has to do with the ever-increasing volatile market in terms of the VIX increasing. So the market does seem like it wants to continue to rise upwards, but the issue is that we had a huge move already. So now this move becomes a bit more difficult to continue. Especially when we get a big one right as the morning begins. That becomes a bit more difficult. Looks like we just have to be patient. $608.50 held. The SPY is holding 682.30. These are two major support levels that are holding really well. Support held really well here. very well here. Let's check this out. Damn. Price spiked already. That's unfortunate. Support held really well, and then the price just spiked upwards very, very aggressively. So that is unfortunate. Very, very unfortunate. Can't really force anything here. So we missed this long. Can't really force it or chase this, in my opinion, unless we get like some continued strength. But even then, you know, entering up here is really, really risky. It becomes like a very aggressive, risky sort of setup. Doesn't really make sense to take. So we just wait. We be patient. But the setup was there. It looked really, really nice. Support held really, really well. But it just popped too quickly, unfortunately. All right. Um, $20 exponential moving average is holding well. This could be another opportunity to go long, as we held this level really, really perfectly, but it's just not really worth trying to chase, in my opinion, not right now. Unfortunate, unfortunate. We're not gonna... the bullishness was there. That was the best spot to go long. Just move too quick. It is what it is. point, now we're just waiting. I guess if we were long, the upward target would be around 611.60 to 612. So let's see if the market pulls back around there. 611.60 to 612 on the QQQ. Or the SPY 684.70-ish. We're not really there just yet, even though the market does feel very overextended right now on this move to the upside here. Going short is still pretty aggressive. If we went long, I would still be holding on to runners. I would not sell here. There's still more room to go to the upside. So for that reason, you know, I don't want to start shorting. I only want to start shorting when there is a good spot where I would take profits. Testing. Okay. There's still more room to the upside here. I would most likely probably sell the whole position here, to be honest. 612.70 is the main level of resistance on the NASDAQ here. There's a bit more room to the upside. It would basically be at a 612. I mean, damn, it could just keep flying, honestly. Hmm. Hmm. Hit 612.70 on the dot and pulled back. Let's see if this ends up being the pullback here. Good chance that it could be. The target, it's still maybe a little bit early to short. Still a bit early to short, but it could be a good risk reward actually here. To the target on shorts would be below 611. So quite easily a very high risk reward trade, but just this sort of strength, you want to be wary of going short. But we hit 612.70 on the dot and pulled back with a huge red candle. So quite interesting here. ES and IWM are pulling back hard here. So right as everything got to resistance, everything pulled back very aggressively. Consolidation at a level of resistance. After a big move to the upside, this is a great short. This is starting to look like a really, really good short. Target would be below 610. Interesting, interesting. This would normally be a huge move to the downside. Normally, this would be a really, really solid short. Very decent pullback. Yeah. Don't want to force. Do not want to force here. Trying my best to be very, very patient. This should normally be a monster to the downside. Very interesting that we're getting a bounce. Oh, okay, never mind. Yeah. All good. All good. I didn't want to take this because I just wanted to see how the market would respond. So far, it bounced really well, and then it shorted really well. Literally held 612.70 to the cent. And then we pulled back right where I believed we would. So this was overall just... The market is moving pretty fluidly. My target to the downside would be below 610 on this. And then I am going to go ahead and look for a long. Hopefully we see below 611 at least. 610.50. SPY should see a low of day. After SPY makes a new low of day, and after the Nasdaq breaks below 610, or let's see. Congrats to whoever did take it. Congrats to whoever did take it. Hypothetical Hamid is killing it today. I'm about to enter calls. Support is holding very well again at 611. SPY is holding really well. All right, I'm in calls 158. keep this very, very light. This is a risky sort of trade. The momentum is still bearish at the highs, but the upside potential is definitely there. And we had a stunted move to the downside. They really did not allow this to drop lower. So it is what it is. We missed out on two really, really good easy trades. This is going to be a lotto. Very, very risky. The long in the morning and then the short right at 1270 were the two best trades. This one is purely because the overall momentum, in my opinion, of the market is bullish. And then we failed at resistance, right? But then that move at resistance should have garnered a much more aggressive move lower on the QQQ and the SPY. And because that didn't happen, in my opinion, it shows the underlying strength in the market. So because there is underlying strength in the market, even though it's not at the best ideal spot to go long, we had to, like, it held 611. So we had to enter, unfortunately. So yeah, let's see how this turns out. Invalidation on this is going to be around 610.70. Yeah, I'm out. We had to take the trade. Whether it worked or not, it is what it is. The market was moving very, very fluidly. It worked really well when I initially wanted to go long. It worked really well when I initially wanted to go short. This was a continuation to the upside. Had to take it. It is what it is. We would have made a lot of money going long here. Would have made a lot of money going short up here. This going long here, had to take it. Whether it worked or not, it is what it is. You can't make every trade. This is just the numbers game at the end of the day. This would have been a really solid um this would have been a really solid trade situation. It is what it is. Now we wait. Now we wait. I'll be right back. Don't want to force anything. I'll be right back. I mean, that was a really good long. It looks like now we're trading right at 610. The SPY is looking to break below low of day. Still not a great long opportunity. You don't want to go long into monstrous weakness. Ideally, you want to see consolidation and a bit of a pause. Right now, we're not really seeing a pause, but we're seeing 610 hold. And yeah, let's see. Let's see. I'll be right back. QQQ held 606.30 really well. Doesn't look like it'll make a complete recovery off these levels, though. Hmm. I'm in QQQ calls. Um. Hmm. Contracts exploded already, bro. Sucks. But basically, yeah, I'm in QQQ calls. Basically, hopefully 607.30 holds. But I mean, they just exploded as I entered. Hopefully, it's unfortunate, man. 607.30 needs to hold for a continued move higher. But overall, this is. 607.30 should be holding. Target to the upside would be above 608.60. Everyone that entered late, this is already up. So it's another big pop. Guys should be up. This was a really nice big pop to the upside. Contracts are flying, as you can see. Can't be bearish. Could not have been bearish. We're at resistance. Good spot to take some profits. Leave runners to break even, but this should continue to rally. No guarantee, however, but this is should break above this 610-ish area, retest it at least. This is a huge trade. Thank God. This is a really, really good trade. Thankfully. Everyone should be up pretty nicely on this. Even though we had that big pop. 607.30 held like a champ. And it looks like we're about to see that 610 area tap. It is what it is, man. It's a numbers game. Just got to take the trades when they come. That's life. This is what the hell's going on? 1 second. If this can hold 609, yeah. Oh wow, damn. Basically, I'm gonna have a stop loss for 609. Listen, everyone, this is not really an issue. Just focus on making money. No arguing, no whatever. There will be more trades. Let me respond to you guys, Dylan and Bando. I will be continuing to give levels. All right. Let's see if this is going to maintain above. Hmm. Damn, this is still looking bullish. Wow. This is still looking really bullish. God damn. Hmm. Wow. If this can reclaim and hold above 609, then this is really, really bullish. And then it could really just multiply up to 611. But the 609 level is really, really important if it can close above 609 here on the 1 minute QQQ. Because the SPY looks really nice. Holding below 609. Okay. Needs to break above 609. Still bullish, man. This is really bullish. The fact that we're holding above support, even though we didn't close above 609, this is kind of ridiculously bullish. Damn. Entering here, however, is very, very risky. So hmm. There's going to be more trades. These setups are not going anywhere. It is what it is. It's a numbers game. Just bro, you know, we just got to trade like a robot. You got to leave any thoughts that you have with other people, your day, anything else. It has to be left at the door. Any sort of like thoughts running in your head of like, for example, like any like if there was someone that like pissed you off, you're having these conversations in your head, or I don't know, anything, any sort of conversation or thought or anything that deters your attention from the task at hand, because you need to be very, very quick, and anything else is just extra baggage. So then we put extra pressure on ourselves because like damn, oh, we only have basically an hour and a half, 2 hours to make money. Oh man, we missed these two trades. We took one trade that was bad. Damn, you know, like so there's already pressure on us, obviously, right? But then putting extra pressure on ourselves is we're basically not helping ourselves. So you want to put ourselves in a position where we can help ourselves as well. Don't want to shoot ourselves in the foot, basically. And it's not easy. especially when there's money involved. It's very, very easy to just like, but money, gotta just understand it's gonna come. You gotta realize that when you take the right trades and when you have a proper system, money is an inevitability. As long as we're on the right side of the market, even though this long, I'm telling you, this one long that we took up here, solid, beautiful trade regardless. Even though it didn't work, that's life. But, you know, if you guys pull up your charts, 606.30 is a very major level of support. And we literally stopped right at that level. So today, the levels were working out really, really well. Earlier in the morning, I said, it would be really, really good to be short at 612.70. We dropped at 612.70 on the dime. Now that we're trading above 609, the target should be around 611. I would be very wary of trying to go short. And I would be wary of trying to go short up here. NASDAQ should be breaking above VWAP. SPY is at 680.230 resistance, but that should break to the upside as well. I'd be very surprised if it stops here. Let's see. So right now the Nasdaq is holding around VWAP. The SPY tapped VWAP. I'm looking at the 1 minute time frame. It tapped VWAP. The QQQ is trading right above it. Not the best sort of follow through, but definitely still looking very bullish. But we're overall right at resistance. I sold my longs already, but there's still a lot more room to go in my opinion. If this 609.20 level holds, then there's a lot more room to go. But that is the level, 609.20. Below that, it's gonna end up dropping. 609.10, 609-ish area, it's gonna end up dropping because that coincides with the VWAP pulling back right at SPY resistance. It's VWAP on the 1 minute on the QQQ. Tons of resistance here. So going long up here is a complete gamble. Makes no sense to go long up here. Therefore, it's a better opportunity to go short, in my opinion. If it breaks and holds below 609, 10-ish, 20-ish. Is this going to be the move? Yeah, wow. SPY failed right below VWAP. Let's see if there's follow through on the QQQ, because there is downward follow through on the SPY. Yep. If we close below 609, this is definitely let's see. Damn. Too chasey. Too chasey, but the momentum is bearish. We broke below 609.10, but it's too chasey to try to short this. I really want to short this, actually. This is basically the equivalent of that the loss that we took, the long. This is the opposite of that trade, basically. The money is there. The levels and everything are right there. We broke below support, but we're holding it now. We should be entering short. I would normally always enter short, but I don't know, man. I don't know, man. Damn, bro. Should be entering short, bro. I don't know what I'm doing, but it just doesn't feel right. Maybe I'm wrong. The levels are clearly, I don't know, man. Damn. Clearly not able to hold above. If we can hold, I mean, we are above 609, so. There she goes, I guess. It feels really heavy. That's the only reason why I'm not exceedingly bullish, even though we held support really, really well. 609 held. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. Just gotta let the momentum play out, I guess. Held really well. Doesn't seem to want to drop. Yeah. Time to should be pulling back. Should be pulling back, man. Just looks really weird that it hasn't pulled back already. Should be pulling back. Price action is getting very choppy in this small range. Overall, still looks bearish to me, but we're holding 609. And the longer we hold 609, that's basically the make or break level, 609. As long as we're holding 609, then, um, you know, if it's above 609, it's bullish. But quite clearly, they're trying to paint some bearish pictures. It should be breaking lower below 609. It's just very abnormal that it's holding. Okay. Again, hypothetical Hamid, bro. Should see 607.30 at least. Yeah, I mean, as we broke this 609, it's kind of scary how much room there is to the downside. Because that was like what that was the level that needed to really hold for a continued move higher. And now that that broke, a lot of buyers are going to need to step in. First level to the downside is 607.80. Below that is 607.30. Damn, man. Damn. Should have just taken the short, but it is what it is. So far, just longing here, shorting here, longing here, even though this didn't work. Longing at the bottom. Could have went short right here. There's still a lot of room to the downside. Especially as we're failing at 609 again. As long as 609 remains as resistance, this should be capitulating. $609 held as resistance. Not the best time to go long. SPY pulling back. The IWM should be making a new low of day, which should pull the SPY down. This can make a new low of day, honestly, on the NASDAQ here. But 609 level is going to be moving like a magnet because it was very, very heavily contested. Chopped around very aggressively, but the wick to the upside that we just saw, the green candle 2 minutes ago, that wick up to 609 was a really good short opportunity for people that couldn't enter. So because that occurred, I believe that the move to the downside should continue. So we're at 607.80, first target to the downside. Let's see if this holds. I'd be surprised if this holds. Hope you guys are enjoying my commentary. Hope it makes sense. Still not the time to really go long. Still a lot more room to the downside. Should normally be breaking below 607.80. I'd be surprised if 607.80 holds, honestly. Shouldn't really hold as support. Even though we're right here. The momentum should be carrying on to the downside, but this usually like leads to a very hard capitulation to the downside. Like a legitimate, like aggressive vomit. If buyers don't step in at 607.30, 607-ish area, they basically have another like 30 cents. If they don't step in 30 cents, then the Nasdaq can drop down to like 605. Okay. So we obviously dropped down very aggressively as expected. Mm, trying to hold 607. Still a bit too early. I still think we should see like 606, 605. But yeah, to be honest, we should see 606 to 605. The move to the downside literally like began as I thought it would. Now let's see if we hit that downward target. Should. It should. It should. I am not really looking for a long opportunity right now. Um, it's a bit aggressive. 607 is holding, actually, very interestingly enough. All right. Whoever took that, congratulations. We could live vicariously through your profits. We've reclaimed 607.30. Crude oil is up another 7% today, which is a big reason why the market is red. Um, mm, mm, mm. I would be very weird. I don't really feel comfortable trying to go long here. Even though this long can work, we did hold 607. Pragmatically speaking, we held 607 very well. But my downward target is not yet met. interesting here. Very, very interesting. Yeah, this is all right, I'll be in the Discord. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Thanks for tuning in once again. I'll be here every morning moving forward, 9 a.m. Make sure you guys subscribe, put on notifications, do all that good stuff. Thanks for tuning in, guys. I will see you guys tomorrow bright and early. Love you guys. Have a good one. At least we made money today. At least we made money today.